The hype is true. Just get itHad a Corsair H100i, but it was just way too loud in performance mode. The Noctua NH-U14S performs around 3C of my H100 with 20% of the noise on a mild overclocked 479OK at 4.6. Plus, I don't have this potentially crippling point of failure in my system keeping me up at night. Don't worry about it throwing off your color scheme. In person, I think the cooler looks a lot better than in pics. I think most would agree with me. It'll look good, trust me. I was pleased with the aesthetic of the cooler. I'd recommend this to anyone. Only con is, the standoffs need to be color-coded in the manual to display different sizes. The setup is about as easy as it gets for a tower cooler. You'll have to push down a little to get the screws started when installing the actual tower to the CPU, but that's every tower. Recommend this to anyone. I have this bad boy cooling the Intel Core i9-9900K on a Asus ROG Maximus 11 Hero Wi-Fi motherboard, and let me tell you, even under load it keeps really cool. Easily in the 75 to 85 range, no issues. And the install was easy. This was my first time building a PC, and with the help of a YouTube video I installed it in about 10 minutes. After reading a bunch of reviews and comparisons, I decided to go with this cooler instead of an AIO for two reasons: price and performance, and I am completely satisfied. I am running AI7970OK at 5.0 GHz, cryonaut paste, and it performs amazingly well. Idle temps are at around 35 to 45 degrees Celsius with fans at 30%, and it's virtually noiseless. In full load, it runs at around 65 degrees Celsius with fans at around 80%, with some peaks at around 75 degrees Celsius, kicking it up to 100%. Even in highly stressful operations, fans are very silent. Even though they're audible, the sound is not annoying. However, they're extremely powerful and will drop temperatures in mere seconds. It's amazing. In a VX stress tests, my max temperature was 84 degrees Celsius after about 7 to 8 minutes and maintained throughout an hour test. My room temps are pretty high at around 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. I would definitely recommend this to anyone looking for a unobtrusive, clears all memory slots on a Z370 board, powerful, silent and motor. Great cooler, but doesn't leave much cooling capacity for overclocking an Intel i7-7820X CPU, as it's already a 140W chip. You might want to get its big brother or a water cooling if you're going to overclock a 140W CPU. By the way, the X299 processors use an LGA 2066 socket, but the heatsink mounting mechanism for that socket is identical to the one on LGA 2011, so any LGA 2011 compatible CPU cooler, like this one, should. The NH-U14S is probably the best all-around heat sink in the world today and is highly underrated, likely due to the fact that it's a single tower in an age when high-end air is dominated by dual towers, even within its own company. I've got a lot of Noctua coolers: AD15 SE AM4, AD15, AD15S, this U. But what you may not realize is that the difference is very small even with a single fan, and becomes almost meaninglessly small when two fans are used. With dual fans, it manages to beat a variety of elite dual tower coolers as well. The D15 and R1 Ultimate are just the creme de la creme, excepting the Silver Arrow IBE Extreme, excluded because it's extremely loud, and manage to stay out ahead thanks to their sheer mass and surface area. However, what makes it preferable, in my opinion, to the D15, R1 Ultimate and other elite air coolers, is its superior compatibility. Whether you're using it on an 1151 motherboard with 4 DIMMs of RAM in front of the heatsink or an X99 board with 4 on each side, even with dual fans, the U14S won't impede. This is important less because it lets you use tall RAM, which is demonstrably useless, but because it simplifies maintenance. If you need to test your RAM, replace faulty RAM or upgrade the RAM, you can do it in only a minute. With some coolers, like the D15 or R1 Ultimate, you'll have to remove the front fan before you can access the memory, and others may require you to remove the heatsink altogether, bringing a 5-minute job to more like an hour. It's worth point out at this point that Cryarig's R1 Universal has superior. Click link in description for more reviews.